cutest, most special baby bunnies now. I know my way around a baby bunny. I've been around a few. But these, I've hand-fed from the day they were born. And I have never seen a bunny so calm in someone's hands, so snuggly, so bold, so fearless. No mama to train fear into you, huh? Normally baby bunnies would never want to be held in the air, like 6 feet up, but he's been fed this way his whole life, so what would be unnatural to one baby bunny is completely natural to another. It's a powerful lesson on perspective. This bunny loves it. For him, this is a space of eating and comfort. Oh, love. His eyes actually closed. See, I love to be snuggled, although that's a little bright now. That's a little bright. Experience impacts us quite a bit. It's also a powerful lesson on parenting, on how much mothers instill fear into things as a form of protection. Of course, in the wild, it is a bit of a form of protection, but I don't know. Fear is an interesting thing. Anyway, good morning. Looking lovely here. I just got off the phone with my close friend. It was so good to connect. She's doing great. And every time I feel like I look great and come on to make a video, they're not as good. So sorry you get me like this, because there's just something a little more raw and real about it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start with our flip book. The last few have been kind of lengthy, and I didn't read them in order, so I don't know that that provides much value for you. Well, let's go. Next one, my value in being here. It always creates value. And that's funny, I just said if it created value for you, because I was just thinking, am I creating value for people watching this channel? Which is a little absurd because I'm just sharing about myself. I don't know why it would create value, but perhaps it does. That's my goal. That's what I want. I don't proclaim to be. Anyway, it says my value in being here. So isn't that funny? Am I creating value for you? Is it valuable for me to be here? And then I just opened it to something that says my value in being here. I will share, personal vulnerable share, that this is coming up for me a lot, actually. That there's a big undertone of me feeling like a waste of people's time and energy, a waste of talent. And I've always kind of felt like I didn't belong here or didn't deserve to be here. I've apologized a lot in my life, and I grew up kind of apologizing. I was always saying I'm sorry, to the point where it was just really overly done. And it was pointing at something that nobody asked me about that I've later figured out, which is just feeling like I had to apologize for taking up space here. It was a problem for everyone. And that's one reason when anybody says I'm a problem, I would usually just go away, because then I have no value here if someone doesn't see that I have value here. And that's an interesting thing, because as I'm talking that out, which is a lot of what these videos are, and I realized that in a video I posted yesterday where you can visually witness breakthroughs in me as I do these videos. And I guess that's one of the points. Obviously, if I had a coach facilitating and we were doing some deep diving, there would be some more poignant, specific shifts, but the shifts are still happening. Even in this call, there's a breakthrough happening. And that breakthrough is what I just said, that I really feel like if someone else isn't valuing my presence, that I don't have value, which means I'm not intrinsically valuing myself. I'm not connecting with the deep deserving of just being deserving to be here because I am, therefore I am. And I think a lot of us are lacking that core, I deserve to be here and I deserve to take up as much space as everyone else. There's plenty of people that are here happy to take up space, but there are some of us that aren't comfortable taking up space. It's not other people's job to be sensitive to us, but it is our job to learn that we feel that way. First of all, we deserve to have that acknowledged, because it's not true. And we deserve to have the feeling of being deserving of being here, because it's a foundational belief for enjoyment in this game. So now I pick up this book, it's Abraham, of course, and it says my value in being here. I'm guessing it's going to tell me I have value that has nothing to do with if it's perceived from other humans. But let's find out. Let's see what Abraham's message is for me. And I'm going to get emotional because it's really on point. That's something that came out in my coaching session a couple of days ago. This guy's a brand new coach for me, and I'm just literally But I went there and I was just like, I got to what I just said. So the truth that I'm able to bring to this book that shows an important part about growth is a direct result of a coaching conversation I had a couple days ago. Had I read this before, it would not have housed the meaning for me, because I'm realizing there's a huge valuation, self-valuation type of foundational belief issue that I want to shift into something that's more effective for me. And I'm illuminating that through this process. This is all the process of growth is, or coaching, or any of it, therapy, it's all any of it is, reading, is getting those insights. Because now that I have this insight, I can build a plan around it. I can build a support plan. I can be aware of it. I can work it into my understanding of who I am and my bag of marbles I bring to anything. Which reminds me of something my friend said on the call that I didn't land. She brought up triggers, and I forgot to go back to that and say that's really been playing in my space too. This need to understand triggers and sort of detool them. My unique perspective is of enormous, okay, says my value in being here. Here I think it's other humans. Let's hear what it really is. My unique perspective is of enormous value to all that is. There's not another anywhere in the universe who perceives exactly as I do right now. Does anybody else think about this? I think about this because I really get this idea. So my unique perspective is of enormous value to all that is. So let's think of it. It's a giant vibrational, like, goo space of a million different consciousnesses that are sort of like glomming together, that can connect, but they're also individual, but they can't experience their individuality because they're all vibrational. So you're all going to blend together because you have no mass, you have no physical mass. But somehow they're perceiving all that we perceive, I assume, through the one mind. Some people might get caught up there, like, well, how would they perceive what I'm perceiving if they don't have eyes and ears? I want you to remember, when you dream, it can be extremely vivid, and you are not moving, your eyes are closed, you are not hearing anything, you are in a dark room. I want you to remember that. Your dreams can produce lifelike experiences without your body. So this sort of one-mindedness is able to do the same thing. It says there's not another anywhere in the universe who perceives exactly as I do right now. That means that this glom that I'm talking about can perceive through 8 billion humans uniquely at the same time. In some way, maybe not at the same time, because there's no time, there's just an isness. And I assume it's not because they're looking through, because I've thought of this giant screen room. That's how I first envisioned it. Like, Source is sitting in a giant screen room with a billion TVs just looking at everything. That was like my first visual image of it. But then I'm like, well, there's no physicality. There's no TVs. That means that it's perceiving in the same way a dream mind perceives, right? And it's perceiving it all at once. So I'm beginning to wonder if the being has a holistic view of everything that's happening at Earth at the same time in a single moment. We can't imagine the processing capability of that, because I can barely process what's happening in this room with 2 little bunnies and a camera in one moment. But there has to be a point where we are offering value to this experiencing point of consciousness that everything goes back to in every moment. And it is of enormous value, not just value, but enormous value to this receiving mechanism or perceiving mechanism. So we're perceiving it on a physical level, but they're perceiving it on some other kind of allness level of the physical and the vibrational. And like, something big is going on when you really think about what they're perceiving. Mine is like, talk about micro versus macro. As my unique perspective joins other unique perspectives, we embark upon eternal, unique, combined experiences. Okay, so then, because what I'm hearing here is because the big mind on the other side, the vibrational one, is all glommed together, we don't really know who we're playing with. Maybe we really align with something, someone. Maybe we don't know who they are. Maybe we love coming here because suddenly we emerge into physical and I can meet who it is that was like blended with my consciousness at some point, a non-vibrational that I really liked but had no perception for, because they didn't have a separate person or being I could perceive as being like, that's Joe. He whispered a really funny joke into our vibrational space last year. I mean, obviously I'm making that, there's all kinds of things wrong with that metaphor, but now I can actually play with them in real life. And now we can see what our two perspectives, getting married or being friends or starting a business, our two unique perspectives can create in a physical world together when we don't have a cajillion other vibrational beings blended into our space at the same time. I'm developing this idea as I'm speaking it. I'm sure you can kind of tell that, because I do well when I really understand things. So this helps me as I get like a real understanding of what a relationship would be like with that kind of crazy big being, and getting connected to that kind of desire here on the physical plane. Because if I come at people with that desire, hey, it's very different than a normal human come from. So there's the normal human come from of, hey, this is Bill, he's my boss. This is John, he's my coworker. This is Susie, she's my friend, whatever it is. To say, this is actually a consciousness that I blend with on the other side, and I want to play with them in this space, because this might be the only time it just gets to be a little bit of the two of us. This also greatly impacts my perception of empath, because it means that I'm picking up on stuff I'm supposed to pick up after I die, and on the other side, not so much here. I already am attuned to pick up on everyone on the other side. That's all we do. The point of being here is to be a little separate and not pick up on everyone else, but just to pick up on me. There it is. Ding, 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 ding. I call it a game. I've always thought of Earth as a school. What if Earth is a school to simply train you to align with your important point of perspective, even in a sea of vibrational beings? If I look at that from that perspective, I've always thought about myself a little ahead, being honest, in the spiritual game of humanity. That would mean I'm actually behind, because I'm, not that there's ahead or behind, but it would mean that my skills around the separation are lacking. Let me keep reading. Sorry, I'm on a tangent. As other unique perceivers observe those unique creations, so others we're playing with watch us create unique things, perception continues to evolve. So others perceive us doing something, they now want something, and they want something to play with. So because of the way we're perceiving, it stimulates our creative juices and needs in a way that created eternity, because there was always a call for more. To eternally evolve. Now it has 3 bullet points. So we found a way to eternally evolve our perception by sort of projecting out a way to experience what other people were experiencing, to learn what we like. So the 3 points: as I stand here in my physical body, I am literally on the leading edge of thought. Now, this is a very transformational way of thinking. Obviously, we think we're behind, we have to earn our way back to heaven. And I want to be very clear. I had an insight the other day I haven't shared here, that I am going to stand as a Christian, yes, on the leading edge of thought, yes. Who doesn't believe in hell? I'm going to continue to work that through, but I believe if I wrote just simply eradicate the concept of hell in the eternal, actual post-death, hell is definitely on planet Earth. I would never debate that. But on the other side, I think the whole faith sets right. However, let's keep going here. As I learn, or better stated, remember, to first find my vibrational harmony with my source energy, and then through those connected eyes perceive my physical environment, I give my greatest value to all that is. And in no small coincidence, I feel my very best here in my physical body. I'm going to read that again because I didn't get all that. As I learn, or better stated, remember, to first find my vibrational harmony with my source energy. Okay, so I get aligned and allow, and then through those connected eyes. What are you doing, Bunny? It's a baby bunny. Come on. You can read with me. Come on. As I learn, or better stated, remember, to first find my vibrational harmony with my source energy, get aligned, and then through those connected eyes, perceive my physical environment. I'm bringing love through because I'm connected. We don't realize, we think our eyes are windows to the world. We don't realize that our eyes are windows for the flow of our energy into the world, and that it actually impacts it. So if you're thinking with love, you're flowing love into the world, love flows back, and it impacts even this baby bunny. If you look at it with love, it impacts it. If you look at my video with love versus judgment, it impacts me. Please be kind. So I give my greatest value to all that is, to everything when I'm aligned with vibrational harmony, and then perceive the world. When my heart is singing. Oh, Peanut. What are you doing? Do you see there's a hole you climb into? Forget it. Let's try to get into a little curl tunnel. When my heart is singing, I give my greatest value to all that is. When that which I have chosen to focus upon in this moment, I gotta stop there for a second, just so you know, I can't sing. But my whole life, I have lip synced in the bathroom and danced to music. And my heart does sing when I do that. And when I do lots of things. But I always loved that specifically. But I never thought I was creating value. Isn't that funny? So you know what this is telling me? And that's actually something deep from my childhood when I couldn't get away from anything or negativity. I'd lock myself in a bathroom and just like dance and listen to music. And what you're telling me is if I was really happy that I was creating value. Isn't that beautiful? I don't have to do anything but be to create value. That is a radically new way of thinking, especially in the faith-based world that says I have to be diligent and do and have a good work ethic to be godly. And while those qualities do well for you in the world, I love that it has nothing to do with being spiritual. Literally, pun intended. When that which I have chosen to focus upon in this moment evokes love or joy or appreciation, I am, in that moment, offering my greatest value to myself, to my current object of attention, and to all that is. In that order. When that which I have chosen to focus upon in this moment evokes love or joy or appreciation, I am in that moment offering my greatest value to myself, to my current object of attention, and to all that is, in that order. So when I focus on things that have love or joy or appreciation, I'm benefiting myself, the thing I'm looking at, and all that is. Revolutionary, revolutionary. Love it. All right, that's a wonderful, weird one to pull. Sorry, weird one to pull. I read wonderful because I was looking at it. And now I'll create a wonderful new job. Not planning to change jobs. I am totally open and receptive to a new position, using my creative talents and abilities, working for and with people I love in a wonderful location and earning good money. And I'm totally open and receptive to a wonderful new position, using my creative talents and abilities, working for and with people I love in a wonderful location, and earning good money. That's our affirmation of the day. And with that, we got no time for another reading, so I love you. I hope you have a great day. I'm going to jump in and get to my homework today. I do want to take a moment. Actually, I'll do another video. I love you. Have a great day.